Trained by the legendary Commander Puretide, Sarah has led the Tau Empire to many victories, such as halting an Orc invasion or stalling the Imperium long enough until they leave to take on a bigger threat. She has survived an assassination attempt by a Calidus assassin, as well as killing the former chapter master of the Raven Guard, Severax. During the 5th Sphere expansion, Shadowsun and her forces reunited with the Lost Tau and fought against the Death Guard to a stalemate. All these accomplishments and more have earned her the title of Supreme Commander of the Tau Empire. Now with that being said, let's take a look at her weapons and war gear. Recently, GW has released a new model for Shadowsun during the events of the Psychic Awakening, and with that she has a few new upgrades to her armaments. Her XV-22 Stalker battlesuit allows her to utilize a flechette launcher, a light missile pod, high energy fusion blaster, a dispersed fusion blaster, and even a pulse pistol. Her firepower has gone up dramatically as she has so many weapons to fire at range. But that's not all. She also brings a few drones into battle with her as well. One grants her a reroll to hit on a roll of 1, one gives her a -1 to hit via her camouflage field, and she also has an advanced Guardian drone which gives her a 4-up invuln save and a 6-up feel no pain, which really comes in handy. But Farsight's suit in general is a little bit tougher and he has more wounds. But will that be enough? Let's find out by looking into the lore and armaments of Commander Farsight. Oshova, or better known as Farsight, was once called the hero of the Tau Empire. Time and time again, he led the Firecast to victory after victory, be it against the brutish orcs or the prideful humans of the Imperium. This sounds pretty familiar, as he too was taught under the ways of war from Commander Puretide, alongside that of Shadowsun. He specialized in fighting orcs and even wrote a book of the Beast, a tome that taught other fire warriors about orc psychology and battle doctrines in order to better understand these orcs and more easily best them in war. With his killing blow way of warfare, he became a beacon of hope for the Tau, until the incident on Arthas Malak. On this artifact world, the Tau fought against the forces of chaos, and very few Tau survived. With the ethereals that were accompanying Farsight now dead, Farsight turned away from the greater good and created his own breakaway faction, the Enclaves, leaving this world with a mysterious blade in hand. Together with 8 famed Tau commanders, Farsight has continued to fight for his people in his own way, apart from the teachings of the governing ways of the ethereals. He too has survived an Imperial assassin attack, and has most combat experience out of any Tau, since he has lived far past the average lifespan of any Tau, due to his Dawnblade. On the tabletop, the Dawnblade is a strength +3, AP -4, D3 damage weapon of war. Together with his high-intensity plasma rifle, he is able to dish out damage both in close and at range. Just like Shadowsun, Farsight also has a 4-up invuln save, but it comes from his shield generator and not from a drone. Lastly, he is able to reroll 1s in melee when rolling to hit. And now, with all this being said, let's go ahead and find out who is the victor of this grim dark battles. Specks of black iron sand ricochet off the blood-red armor of Oshova as he stands stoically staring off into the distance.
I know you're there, Sarah. There is no hiding here,
Farsight says as 2 blasts of superheated plasma shoot out of the nothingness. The renegade of the Enclaves blocks both shots with a shield generator. The black sands shift as the invisible warrior repositions herself for another attack, but Farsight's battlesuit tracks this movement. 3 shots from his plasma rifle unload. A small explosion erupts, but the debris is far too small.
A drone.
And just as Farsight realizes this, a barrage of missiles rain down on him. Direct hit, but out from the obsidian smoke, Farsight ignites his jetpack and launches into the air. With a mighty slash of his Dawnblade, another explosion rings out. This time, it's one of the mechanical arms of the XV-22 stealth suit. Shadow Sun's camo field flickers on and off, revealing her angered face. They clash over and over again in an aerial battle, but the Dawnblade inches closer and closer to a death blow with every swing. Farsight then takes the upper hand as he kicks her back down to the black sands. He rushes in, sword at the ready, and manages to impale her. However, Shadow Sun had ejected at the last second. A bright blue explosion enveloped Farsight as Shadow Sun had set her fusion blaster to overheat. Farsight's XV-8 Crisis suit is torn apart. Half of its chassis melted down, revealing the Fire Warrior inside. Shadow Sun walks up, pulse pistol in hand, and places the muzzle on Farsight's head. However, Farsight was repositioning his plasma blaster. In unison, they speak.
For the greater good.
Now Oshova and Oshasera are both prodigies of war. Both have led countless victories against many opponents, but in my opinion, Farsight takes the win because he is the better fighter and tactician due to his experience and long life. The Dawnblade has allowed him to experience life outside of ethereal control, and thus he's able to experience many more things than Shadow Sun. He has fought against various other races, experienced tactics unbound by the teachings of the greater good, and he's even seen the threat of chaos and the Tyranids, something that the Ethereals basically overlook. Now, Shadow Sun also has lived a long life, but that's because she has been placed in stasis for multiple years until her brilliant mind is needed on a campaign. Her actions, battles, weapons, and war gear are all given to her by the Ethereals, thus it's all contained by what they deem is acceptable. So due to his life-stealing sword, the Dawnblade, his unorthodox battle tactics, and his freedom, I gotta give this victory to Farsight. Let me know down in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with me and why. But as always guys, thank you again for watching, commenting, leaving a like, and being subscribed. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.
For so long, we have fought to cleanse the Begel menace from our worlds. Together, we have become the wave that washes away their filth, the stone upon which they break. Together, at last, we hold the chance for final victory in our grasp.